مرحبا بكم يا أصدقائي. In today's video, we are going to learn how to say I no longer in Arabic. So how to say I no longer do something, or I no longer am, or I no longer have. And for this, we are going to learn how to use the phrase لم أعود. Now, before we get started, if you haven't clicked subscribe, please do so now, as it takes 1 second and really helps the channel to grow. And if you've got any friends or family that want to learn Arabic, then do share this channel with them. لنبدأ. So, we have the phrase لم أعود, which means I no longer. Now let's just analyze the phrase. Let's break it down first. Now we saw in the previous video on lem, which I will attach in the description below, that lem is used to negate the past. And when we negate the past with lem, the verb is in the present tense. So here's an example. لم أذهب means I did not go. It's not لم ذهبت, it's لم أذهب. Even though the verb is in the present, it is conveying the meaning of the past because of the lem. Now with lem, the verb goes into the jussive tense. And the jussive tense is indicated by the sukun. So in the nominative, we have أذهب. In the subjunctive, أذهب. But in the jussive, it is أذهب with a sukun. Another thing to do with regarding lam is that long vowels are sometimes written as short vowels. So let's see the example of this, how this is illustrated. We have the verb عاد, which means to return. In the present, it is يعود. And the root letters are عين, واو, and del. But when we say I no longer, when we put the lem in front, it's not lem أعود with a waw. The waw disappears and is written as a dhamma, a short vowel. And there is a sukun on top of the del. So it becomes lem أعود, which literally translates to I did not return. But it actually conveys the meaning of I no longer. So lem أعود means I no longer. Let's see some examples to illustrate this a bit more clearly. So if we want to say I no longer do something, so I no longer with a verb, we use the construction لم أعود plus the verb in the nominative case, in the, so to speak, normal sense. لم أعود أفعل, I no longer do. I no longer go to university. أنا لم أعود أذهب إلى الجامعة. So the verb is in the nominative case after the لم أعود أذهب أذهب. But it's لم أعود because of the lem. There is a sukun. He no longer drinks coffee. هو لم يعود يشرب القهوة. هو لم يعود يشرب القهوة. We no longer sell meat in our store. نحن لم نعود نبيع اللحم في متجرنا. اللحم is meat. متجر is store. Now it's not في متجرنا or متجرنا. It is متجرنا because it is in this noun is in the genitive case. This is because the noun is preceded by a preposition. Now in Arabic, all nouns following a preposition such as fi or عل or عن go into the genitive case, and this is indicated by a kasra. Now, don't worry about this for now. This is advanced Arabic grammar. This is to do with case. But I've just mentioned this now, just so that you can understand why it's matjarrina. Okay, let's see the full conjugation of عاد when we have lam in front of it. How to say I no longer, you no longer, we no longer, they no longer, as it differs. Let's see. So, I no longer, أنا لم أعود. So the waw has disappeared and it is written as a dhamma and it is sukun on top. It's the same for أنت. أنت لم تعود. For the أنت, the waw has stayed because instead we have chopped off the nun. Okay? Because normally in the nominative, she returns, you return. أنت تعودين. It would end with a nun with a fatha on top. But because of the lam, we have chopped off the nun. So for that case, we keep the waw. So for anti, the nun is removed and the waw stays. Huwa, the waw has disappeared. Lam ya'ud, and it's become, the waw has disappeared and it's become a dhamma. هي لم تعود, same thing. Now, for the humma, it's the same. The humma, and the antumma normally end with a nun. But in lam, in the jussive, we cut off all the nuns. They are removed. But the waw stays. So, hum lem ya'uda. Humma lem ya'uda. Humma lem ta'uda. Antumma lem ta'uda. Okay, so the nuns have been removed. In the jussive, the nuns are removed. نحن لم نعود. Waw has been removed and replaced by a dhamma. The same, normally antum would be تعودون, but instead for the antum and the hum, the nun is replaced by an alif, which is silent. So antum لم تعودوا. أنتن لم تعودن. لم تعودن. هم لم يعودوا. هم لم يعودوا. Again, the nun has been replaced by an alif. The hunna, the waw has disappeared and it's written as a dhamma. Hunna lem ya'udna. Let's have more examples to illustrate these. You no longer want this present. أنت لم تعد تريدين هذه الهدية. Hadiya is present. Excuse me. Now you can see that the verb to want, turidina, is just in the nominative. Remains after the lem ta'udi. They no longer visit their friend in Paris. هم لم يعودوا يزورون صديقهم في باريس. Paris, Paris. Because in Arabic we don't have a P sound. Now notice that it's صديقهم, not صديقهم, صديقهم. Because the noun صديق is the object of the verb zara, yazuru. And so the object of the verb is in the mansub, or the accusative case. And this means that it takes a fatha. أنتم لم تعودوا تسافرون إلى اليونان. You no longer travel to Greece. سافر يسافر is to travel to Greece. So I traveled. سافرت in the present. أسافر إلى is I traveled to. إلى means to. Those two men or guys are no longer looking for the key. هما لم يعودوا يبحثان عن المفتاح. So بحث عن means to look for. Okay? Now, how do we say I no longer am with an adjective? For example, he is no longer angry or they are no longer busy. So we maintain the use of the lem a'ud construction and we add an adjective. So for example, he is no longer angry. هو لم يعود غاضبا. So angry is غاضب. And the adjective is in the accusative case. It takes the fatha tanwin. Don't worry too much about this is just case. But I'm just going to explain it to you briefly here. So this is because it is it's the object of the verb عاد. So هو لم يعود غاضبا. He's no longer angry. They are no longer busy. هم لم يعودوا مشغولين. مشغول is busy. If it was in the nominative case, normally it would be مشغولون. But it is in the accusative case because it is the object of the verb عاد. So it ends in مشغولين. So in the genitive and the accusative, plural adjectives end in ina, and in the nominative they end in una. Again, it's case, so don't worry too much about it, but just so you can understand it. The shoes are no longer cheap. لم تعود الأحذية رخيصة. So shoes are الأحذية. Now notice that the shoes are in the feminine singular, even though it's plural. Why is that? Because in Arabic, all non-human plurals are feminine singular. Okay? Another example. For example, the dog is big. الكلب كبير. The dogs are big. الكلاب, plural of dogs. الكلاب كبيرة. Not كبيرون, كبيرة. This is because dogs are non-human. And so all non-human plurals are feminine singular. So shoes you treat them as if they are feminine singular, even though they are plural, because they are not human. Now, always remember that. رخيصة. رخيص, cheap. And then you put the فتحة تنوين on top of the tarmabuta because it's in the accusative case. Okay. Last thing, how to say I no longer have. Again, we maintain the use of the lem يعود construction, but now it's not لم أعود, it's either لم يعود or لم تعود, and then لدي, I have. If the noun that you possess, that you have, is masculine, you use لم يعود because this is masculine. If the noun is feminine, you say لم تعود. Okay, so let's look at the first example. I no longer have a dog. We know that dog is masculine. كلب is masculine in Arabic. So we're going to use يعود. So I no longer have a dog. لم يعود لدي كلب. So you say, they're literally, it is no longer I have dog. So I no longer have a dog. لم يعود لدي كلب. They no longer have the apartment. Now, apartment in Arabic is shaqqa, which is feminine. And we can discern this because of the tarmabut at the end. That means that we're going to use ta'ud. So, لم تعود لديهم الشقة. لديهم, they have. They no longer have the apartment. لم تعود لديهم الشقة. We no longer have the garden. Now, garden in Arabic is al-hadiqa. Al-hadiqa. And this is feminine. We know this because of the tarmabuta. So we're going to use ta'ud to say no longer. So لم تعود لدينا الحديقة. لدينا is we have. That's all for today. I hope this video was useful. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments. Thank you all. شكرا جزيلا وإلى اللقاء.